What to see on the Las Vegas Strip if you just have one day. I'm Chris, this is Yellow Productions. I do travel guides that are fun, informative, and entertaining, and in this video, I'm going to be taking you on what I would do as a one-day walk on the Las Vegas Strip. Actually, it's what I often do when I go there to kind of see the highlights in just one day, and a guide to seeing all of the attractions in Las Vegas. It's nearly impossible because the Las Vegas Strip has over 500 restaurants, 50 nightclubs and bars, 25 spas, and 30 shows, and so you can't pack it into a day, you can't pack it into a week, you have a hard time probably packing it into a month, everything that's there. But if you just have one day, these are the highlights, and it's what to see, what to look at, maybe a little bit what to do. I will say I'm packing this in pretty tight, so if you're going to follow this when you go to Vegas, this is definitely put on your best walking shoes because you'll be walking quite a bit. But I'll also tell you what not to see as well, because I feel like there's a lot of casinos and there's a lot of things that you walk into them and you just wonder, gosh, why am I here? By the way, this is a live stream. If you're on the live stream, I look forward to hearing what you think about these attractions. If there's something in a hotel that I miss or you disagree with, let me know, and I will take questions at the end when you see the spinning question mark up on the screen. So the first thing as we go through this journey is I say park at the Venetian. So whenever I go to Vegas, I'm always driving, and so I want to go park someplace that has free parking. The Venetian has free parking, and so that's where we're going to start this particular tour. We're going to start it at the Venetian. So when you're at the Venetian, the thing you need to see in the Venetian, of course, is the Grand Canal shops. This is up on the second floor of the Venetian. Big shopping area that has canals and gondolas and singers. It has a lot of things that look really like Venice, so explore the Grand Canal shops. When you are done with the Grand Canal shops, then you'll want to head over to the Palazzo, which is the hotel that's connected to the Venetian. They almost seem like the same hotel because you just walk from one to the other. This is the transition from the Venetian to the Palazzo. Stay on that second floor. You can check out the shops at the Palazzo, and then once you're done with that and any casinos over there, we'll then head across the second-story bridge over to the Wynn Hotel. When you're over at the Wynn, check out the musical fountain that they have in front. This thing goes all day. It's not quite as impressive as the fountain at the Bellagio, but it's a pretty neat little free show that runs all the time. Then head inside the Wynn to the Wynn shops. I love kind of the vibe inside the Wynn. I love the redness. I love the richness. It's kind of a neat shops. By the way, if you're heading there for COVID-19 time, which is right now, then you'll get your temperature checked as you come in. So after you pass through the shops, then as you come into the Wynn Casino, kind of the spot that's like the place to be is right here. It's like this indoor garden that they have. This is where everybody takes a picture around these trees, which is pretty cool. If you're there in the evening, and I don't have a picture of it right there, but if you're there in the evening, there's a show called Lake of Dreams, and it's right below what they call the Parasol Plaza. The shows are 6 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. nightly. Sort of interesting because it's like one of the few strip shows that you have to be in a hotel to see it, and it's actually kind of hard to see. The best place to see it is from what they call Parasol Down. It's like this bar they have down there or some of the restaurants that are down there. So if you want to see that show, but you can also see it from the second level balcony that's right near where those indoor trees are. And Yoshi Elevators points out that is Topher. That is the original Topher back in Las Vegas before he disappeared on his adventures in London. All right, so then if you walk through the Wynn, you can connect it to the Encore. The Encore is the hotel that's also in the same complex as the Wynn, so there's kind of a hallway that connects the two hotels, and then you can walk out through the new shopping center that they built. This is called the Wynn Plaza Shops, two-story shopping plaza. If you're looking for something quick to eat, there's a place called Earth Cafe in there, which has pretty decent coffee and desserts. It's up on the second floor of the Wynn Plaza Shops. So now when you walk out of the Wynn Plaza shops, you walk out of the Wynn. If you want some tacos, some of the best tacos in Las Vegas are just one block further south on the Las Vegas Strip. One block further north on the Strip at Tacos El Gordo. You can actually see the Encore in the background there, that big hotel in the background, so you can see this is pretty nearby, and judging by all the people that are waiting out in front of Tacos El Gordo, you can tell those are good tacos. Taco place from Tijuana. You get really good Tijuana style street tacos. So check that out. And they're pretty inexpensive as well. That's kind of what those tacos look like. It's actually not kind of what they look like. It's actually what they look like. And when I release my cheapest eats on the Las Vegas Strip video, Tacos El Gordo will play a prominent feature in that video. So from Tacos El Gordo, you can backtrack to the Wynn and the Encore and go across the street to check out the Fashion Show Mall. This is the shopping mall that has like this UFO-looking thing on the top of it, and I don't know if like a UFO landed. I think it's just there to shade the front part. In the sake of time, if you're just there for one day, you probably don't need to go in the shopping mall because you've been to one shopping mall, you've seen them all. But I think it's kind of neat to walk in front of the Fashion Show Mall. If you're looking for a food court, there's one up on the 3rd floor of the Fashion Show Mall. If you're looking for pizza, there's a really good pizza place in there called Grimaldi's Pizza, which also has a few other locations on the Las Vegas Strip. Alex wants to know if I've ever tried the Ghirardelli soda fountain. It's by the In-N-Out in the Promenade on the Strip. Their milkshakes are a must. I've not tried the one on the Las Vegas Strip, but I have eaten at Ghirardelli in San Diego, San Francisco, and at Disneyland, and I agree. The milkshakes and the sundaes at Ghirardelli are quite good, so definitely take Alex's recommendation. And we'll be making it to the Linq Promenade and In-N-Out Burger later as we continue on this walk. All right, so after walking through the Fashion Show Mall, just kind of walk in front of it, across it, then you can cross the second-story bridge to the Treasure Island Hotel. It has a second-story entrance from this bridge. Says Treasure Island on the top, but it's like kind of also goes by the TI. This is a almost like Pirates of the Caribbean themed hotel, more like pirate theme, not Pirates of the Caribbean because they don't have the Disney license. So head inside the TI, check out the kind of just pirate themed casino, and then head out the main entrance and take a look at the old pirate ships they have out there. They used to have this really neat pirate ship show where people would dive off of these things. Now the boats are just out there that kind of serve as kind of neat things to look at, but there's this bridge that kind of crosses this, I don't know, what's called like lake or sea out in front. They look particularly cool at night because they've lit up these ships in neon lights. All right, so once you're done over at the TI, the hotel that's right next to it is the Mirage. The Mirage is pretty famous because it's got the volcano in front of the Mirage. The volcano performs shows nightly. If you're going right now, the Mirage is closed, and so the volcano is not erupting, but the Mirage should be opening in July, so that volcano should start erupting again. If you want to see what it looks like, actually I've got the full 4K Mirage Volcano show. You could search for Mirage Volcano Yellow Productions and find that. But that's probably my favorite show on the Las Vegas Strip is the Mirage Volcano. I like that. I like that better than the Bellagio Fountain, as a matter of fact. The Mirage Volcano does less shows per night than the Bellagio Fountain does. It's sometimes only like 2, maybe 3 shows per night. I think it's expensive with all the fire and effects. So what's inside the Mirage to look at? 2 main things to look at in the Mirage, and they're kind of right near the entrance as you go in. The first one, by the front desk, like the check-in lobby, they have this like really large saltwater aquarium, so you can admire the fishes that are back there. And then their atrium lobby has kind of this like lush rainforest theme, so you can check those 2 parts out at the Mirage. The rest of the Mirage really is nothing memorable, so you can just kind of continue on. Carlos asks me if I like the Mirage. I like checking out those things, and I like the volcano. It's an inexpensive stay. It's a pretty good location. It's not my favorite hotel on the Strip. Heath says, love the Mirage Volcano. It's pretty good. And Michael says, it's almost as if the Strip is back to normal, sort of. I think that's basically, that describes the Las Vegas Strip right now. It's back to normal, sort of, right? Things are reopening, but not everything's open. There's plexiglass. Some people are wearing masks. Yeah, and joining JoJo mentions about that Treasure Island show. She said she waited outside for an hour to find out they canceled it years ago. I'm sorry, joining JoJo. Yeah, that is sad. It was a great show. That was probably my favorite show on the Strip before they canceled it. I think it just got too busy and too popular, and not enough people went into the Treasure Island, I think, after the show for them to keep doing it. Yoshi wants to know what we're drinking today. Today for lunch, I went to Shake Shack, and can we see Shake Shack there on the bottom? Shake Shack. So I'm drinking iced tea from Shake Shack. Shake Shack just reopened for dine-in here in Southern California, which is nice. But I like being able to order things on the mobile app at Shake Shack. And we'll get to a Shake Shack on the Las Vegas Strip, too, on this walk. And by the way, Brian says some people are wearing masks. Yeah, I would peg it at about 80%. Not wearing masks, so maybe 20% wearing masks. All the employees are, but I think most of the guests are still not wearing masks. Okay. So after the Mirage, the next hotel on this same side of the Strip that we're walking, and by the way, this walk that we're doing, right? We started at the side of the Wynn and the Encore and the Venetian. We crossed the street over to the Fashion Island, and we're going to stay on this side of the street, this side of the Strip, for a while. So next spot to go into is the Caesars Palace Hotel, and in particular the part that you'll want to enter into, because it's the part that's closest to the Treasure Island, is the Forum Shops. This is a look at the Forum Shops from across the street. Really neat looking building on the outside. From a look of a mall, this is my second favorite shopping mall in Las Vegas, after the Venetian Grand Canal Shops. I love that it has these cool, rotating, spinning, arched, curved is the word I'm looking for. It has these really cool curved escalators. It has these neat statues that they use as pillars. It's just really neat theming in the Forum Shops. They have one show in the Forum Shops you can check out, which is back by the Nike store. It has kind of these Roman gods that come up. There's also a neat aquarium back there as well. And you can check out a replica of the Trevi Fountain in those shops. So you can walk from the Forum Shops into the Caesars Palace Casino, walk through the Caesars Palace Casino. If you want a buffet, Las Vegas's most popular buffet is the Bacchanal Buffet. Not open now, but will be reopening. They haven't set a date yet, but it will be. And so check that out. It's often busy, but considered Las Vegas's actually busiest and most popular buffet. Okay, this is one that's kind of like a little known thing at Caesars Palace. And so when you walk out the main entrance of Caesars Palace, there's this shrine here. This is the oh, where did my name of this go? This is the Shrine of the Four-Faced Brahma. It's near Hell's Kitchen, in front of Caesars Palace. This shrine was actually made in Thailand and installed with the supervision of Buddhist monks. The shrine's a replica of the Brahma Shrine at the Erawan Hotel in Bangkok. And there's a plaque on it, and the plaque reads, "The Brahma Shrine is renowned throughout the Far East to people of all faiths as a place of prayer, which in turn bestows prosperity and good fortune on those who come to visit and make their hopes and wishes known." I think most people just walk by this and never notice it's there, but stop and take a detailed look at it. So a lot of people on the chat asking about what buffets are open. Michael says that the Wynn Hotel is the first buffet that's opening. I don't think it's opening yet, but it's opening soon. They're basically going to be doing service at the table, where they'll have a menu at the table. They'll have servers, and you can ask them for what you want, and they'll bring you unlimited things. It's like an all-you-can-eat sit-down restaurant. So it's not really a buffet per se. But Alan asked, what's the best cheap buffet in Vegas? I don't know. I really liked the Rio. I wouldn't call it cheap, but I really liked the Rio buffet. On the Strip, I really like the Aria as well. Those are some of the less expensive ones. And Village Idiot points out about the shrine, that the shrine is cool. It was a surprise to see it. Village Idiot. Hopefully you've seen it in person and not just in the picture. But yeah, I think most people never knew it was there. So that's your little bit of probably trivia on here. Jeff says he really likes staying at the Caesars Palace. It's the perfect center strip location too. Yeah, Caesars is one of those hotels. It's an old hotel, but they've done a lot to upgrade it, keep it nice, and so I agree it is a great place to stay. Oh, and a lot of people corrected me that the Wynn buffet opened Thursday, so yesterday. All right, thank you very much for that correction. I appreciate it. Okay, so after visiting Caesar's Palace, then the next place I like to go to cross the bridge over to the Bellagio. This is going into the Bellagio. That's another one of those second-story bridges. You go in the second story and you walk through the Bellagio shops. Through the Bellagio Casino. Bellagio, when it opened 20-ish years ago, it really started this new revitalization, I feel like, of the mega hotels and casinos for the Strip. It's very grand on the inside. But walk through the casino to where the check-in lobby is, and I think the coolest thing inside the Bellagio is this. This is the conservatory and the botanical garden. They regularly change it and give it different themes. When they reopened after COVID-19, they themed it for Japanese cherry blossoms. Last time I showed you guys this, there was like a Hello Kitty there, which there is, but this is another part where you can see a Japanese castle and you can see some cherry blossoms. So that's what I like to see on the Las Vegas Strip in the Bellagio. Right next to it, right next to the conservatory, there's a pastry shop, and this pastry shop has a chocolate fountain, which you see there on the right. It is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's largest chocolate fountain. So check that out. And the pastries from that place are pretty good. It changed hands. It used to be a Jean-Philippe pastry place. Now it's just kind of like a Bellagio pastry place. So the pastries are not as good as they used to be, but they are still some of my favorite pastries on the Strip. Ant says, Chris, do you think the UK will be allowed to go to Las Vegas? I think so. I think travel between the US and the UK will reopen by then, though I don't know. I'm not actually in the decision loop for that. Okay. So once you're done checking out the conservatory, head out the door of the Bellagio, and one of the coolest places to view the lake is just when you go outside of the hotel. I'm going to blow this up, and if you look at where I'm pointing that arrow, so if you walk straight out the main lobby doors of the Bellagio and you go across the valet parking area, there's this spot that you can look at the lake where the fountain show is from kind of a high ground, and I think that's one of the coolest places to watch the fountain show. Almost everybody watches it down on the Strip, but it can be like so busy down there, and there's all the cars that are going by, and there's so much traffic. So check out that spot up there in the Lake of Dreams for kind of a little secret viewing spot to see the fountain show. All right, so after you've checked out the fountain show, next hotel to check out is the Cosmopolitan. The Cosmopolitan is just across a short little street from the Bellagio to the Cosmopolitan. You will enter the Cosmopolitan at ground level, spend some time admiring their very large chandelier that they have in the Cosmopolitan. And there's this kind of 3 or 4 story main area right around the chandelier as you walk in. That's sort of where the interesting stuff is to see in the Cosmopolitan. If you head up to the second floor of the Cosmopolitan, they have this really kind of neat food court called Block 16. The Block 16 food court has a bunch of different eateries they brought in from various parts of the world. My favorite eatery there is called Hattie B's. It's Nashville hot chicken. It's really, really pretty delicious hot chicken. As I would say, of all the Nashville hot chicken places that I've had, this one's my favorite. So after cruising through the Cosmopolitan, and by the way, if you're looking for a buffet, the Cosmopolitan does have a pretty good buffet. It's located in the back tower called Wicked Spoon. And Jeremy points out that there's a place in there called Secret Pizza. Indeed, the Cosmopolitan has this place. It's either, I think it's on the 3rd floor. It could be on the 2nd floor, but I think it's on the 3rd floor. It's like this little tiny hallway that you go down, and it's this little tiny pizza places back there. They have pretty good New York pizza. So if you're looking for some pizza by the slice, that's a good place too. It's called Secret Pizza because it doesn't really have a name, and so everybody gave it that name of Secret Pizza. All right. Oh, and comment about the Bellagio fountains. Mr. Beluga says his favorite viewing point is from the walkway and the Eiffel Tower. That's cool. I've never watched the fountain show from the Eiffel Tower, but that's a great tip. Varden says, can you create a video on TSA travel tips? I'll park that up here. Actually, I should write that down. Otherwise it'll go away. So yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that. All right, TSA travel tips. There you go. It got written down right there on the bottom of my notes. TSA travel tips. Okay. So Next hotel after the Cosmopolitan. Really, it's more than just a single hotel, but it's a complex. It's the City Center complex. So the Cosmopolitan, like looking at this picture, is on the right hand side. There's another second story bridge you cross over from the Cosmopolitan, and the first thing you go into in the City Center, it's called Crystals. It's that really funky looking building down at the bottom there along the strip. It's a shopping mall, and if we look inside of it, it looks really funky inside the shopping mall too. It's basically a thing for you to walk through to get into City Center. The hotels that are in City Center, there's the Aria Hotel, the Vdara Hotel, what used to be the Mandarin Oriental and is now the Waldorf Astoria. I think personally, if you've just got one day and you're trying to see the highlights, I don't think there's anything fantastic in any of those to go and see as a tourist. So I would just kind of go into Crystals, walk out of Crystals, and then you cross this bridge over to the Waldorf Astoria and kind of keep on walking. To the Park MGM Hotel. The Park MGM Hotel opened up this Italian supermarket in front of it called Italy, which has really delicious Italian food. It's a supermarket, plus it's a food court. If you like Italian food, you will love Italy. I think Italy is definitely a must-stop on the Las Vegas Strip. Now, the food in there, it's not cheap, but it's all really pretty good Italian food. All right, so next to the Park MGM, between the Park MGM and the New York Hotel, there's this place called Park Las Vegas. That's where the T-Mobile Arena is in the back, where I have that yellow arrow, and then there's kind of this outdoor shopping plaza that's out there. So you can take a look through that outdoor shopping plaza. If you like fried chicken and waffles and you like them together in a sandwich, there's a really neat fried chicken waffle sandwich place there called Bruxy. Out in front of the New York Hotel, it's worth walking out in front first before you go in, because in front of the New York, they've got this neat kind of like almost like replica of the Brooklyn Bridge. You will find a Shake Shack there for some pretty good burgers. You'll also find one of my favorite like gift shops in Las Vegas called like Stupidology or something. I don't know. It has like all the useless things, but fun, silly things. I'm trying to figure out if I have something that I bought from that store there. You know, kind of like if you wanted to buy something like that, let's see if my cable is long enough for me to get there. Like, you know, for example, if you wanted to buy a Live Long and Prosper business card holder, that would be something you could get from that store. And I see YMI says, I said skip the Aria. Does that mean I'm not a fan of it? I think it's one of the nicer resorts in the Vegas. I like the Aria. I think it's a nice place. I just don't think there's like big attractions or things to see to go in there. So that's why I'd recommend if you just have one day and you're looking to see the Strip, nothing really exciting to see in the Aria other than like, it's kind of a cool place. I do like the buffet in the Aria. I think it's a pretty good buffet. And there's another one of those pastry places that's in there as well. Yes, and Mr. Beluga says the name of that store is Stupidiotic. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Beluga. I appreciate it. And there were a few other people who said that as well. So thank you, everybody who helped for the name of the store. Okay, so now inside the New York, this is one of also my favorite places on the Las Vegas Strip. Probably my third favorite shopping area after the Venetian and Caesar's Palace. And there's more of a restaurant area, but inside the New York Hotel, there's this like recreation of New York streets, and I think they've done a pretty good job of it, giving you kind of the vibe of like walking around Manhattan in New York City. And there's a really good pizza place there called Sirocco's Pizza. You can actually see it in this picture just on the left. It's where those pub tables are. Check out the pizza from Sirocco's Pizza for some really good New York style pizza. Okay, so now across from the New York Hotel is the Excalibur. If you've got kids with you or you've got kids at heart, they might enjoy checking out the Excalibur Hotel. I do not recommend staying at the Excalibur Hotel because the rooms are pretty tired. And then just beyond the Excalibur, there's the Luxor and the Mandalay Bay. In the interest of time, if you just got one day, you don't have enough time to go check those out. The Luxor is the one that's the pyramid. The Mandalay Bay has a really big swimming pool in it. But so in the interest of time for our one-day trip, at this point we're gonna cross the street to the MGM Grand, and well, actually, there's one thing I want to point out before we do that, and because a lot of people ask me and they say, Chris, how do I go get a picture with that Las Vegas sign? Where is that? How do I do that? So that Las Vegas sign, it's not in this walk, and I'm not telling you to do it in your one-day trip. The Las Vegas sign is 1 mile south of the Mandalay Bay. So if you see in this picture, just like to the left of the Las Vegas sign, there are these gold towers. That's the Mandalay Bay. So you can see roughly how far that is. It's a really long walk if you're walking there, especially in Las Vegas where it's really hot. So you should probably drive there on your way in or out of Las Vegas. But if you do, be prepared for a long line. This is what a picture of the line typically looks like. It can be 30 or 60 minutes in line to take a picture with that Las Vegas sign. Let's see. Josh Rodriguez says, my wife's watching. Let's see if she sees my comment. Well, hopefully she saw that one since I put it up on the main screen. All right. There's probably another comment, and I'm assuming that Sierra is Josh's wife. I love that there's a husband and wife couple watching, so thank you all for watching. SWAT12 asked if I'm going to cover South Point. I'm not going that far because it's not really something you could easily see in one day on the Strip. But there's some interesting bowling alleys in South Point. I think that's the most interesting part of South Point. There's a really cheap hot dog cart as well. Okay, so back to our walk. Across the street from the New York is the MGM Grand. And the MGM Grand is another one where, like, I mean, it's nice-ish inside, but there's not much to see inside. Like, inside, there's no big attractions. And so what I say to do at the MGM Grand is go find that lion that's right there, take a picture in front of the lion, maybe walk in the front door, admire it, and walk back out again. It's a huge hotel. If for some reason now you did this walk and you're like, this is taking way too long, I'm tired, you can exit the walk now, and by that, the MGM Grand has a monorail station all the way at the back. You could take the Las Vegas monorail back to the Linq station, which is right next to the Venetian if you got tired, which is also kind of why we do the walk this way. So you park your car pretty near a monorail station, and if you get to the end, you're like, I cannot walk back. Well, you can take that monorail back from there. Amber says she likes the MGM Underground. Yeah, if you get back into the back of the MGM and it's behind, it's near where the monorail station is. There is this kind of interesting underground that has some. Do they have like the CSI exhibit or the Bodies exhibit? I don't know. They usually have some like rotating museum-ish things. There's a food court down there. And Jeff says if you get there early, you could see some TV show pilots in the CBS Experience. Thanks you for that tip, Jeff. I've never done that. I've seen that place walking by. Josh says the best bathroom is the Mandalay Bay. What's great about the bathrooms of the Mandalay Bay? I'm curious. What do you love about it? Are they the ones that do they have like the screens on the sinks? I've seen those at some of the Las Vegas resorts. And Varun says the new MGM Grand pool is good though. Yeah, they've got like a really big like lazy river and things like that, which is cool. That's different. This is not the list of what are the best hotels to stay at. If you want to know that, I've got 2 videos. I've got one that's the best luxury hotels on the Las Vegas Strip, and then I've got a second video about what are the best value hotels on the Las Vegas Strip, so you could check those out. That's more of the ones that have what the best rooms are. Okay, so after the MGM Grand, if we continue walking north along the Las Vegas Strip, the next thing to see is what's in kind of, they call it like the Showcase Mall. In the Showcase Mall, there's 2 main attractions. There's the gigantic Coca-Cola bottle, which is the Coca-Cola store, and then just to the right of it, there's the M&M store as well. I forgot to mention the Hershey's store opened a few years back in the New York Hotel. So if you want to do the trifecta of Coca-Cola, M&Ms, and Hershey's, you'll have been able to do it by now. Theory says, when is Resort World opening? next year, 2021, I think is when they're scheduled to open. And Justin says, I think there's a bathroom that lets you pee on the Berlin Wall. There is. It's one of the hotels in downtown Las Vegas. And Ellie wants to know, what are the best outlets near Las Vegas? I think the best outlet mall is called like the Las Vegas Outlets North. It's between the Stratosphere near downtown. So if you like looked at Google Maps and you put it around downtown and you typed in outlets, there's like two outlets. There's like the North outlets and the South outlets. One's by the airport, one's by downtown. The one by the downtown is I like better. Josh likes the south one better, and maybe he likes the south one better because it's air conditioned. The north one is not air conditioned. Okay. And Alex says, I love the M&M store. Only other one I've been to is in Florida. I think this is the only one I've been to. No, I've been to another one. Maybe there's one in London. I think there's one in London. All right. So at this point, if you continue walking north along the Las Vegas Strip, there's just a bunch of like, I don't know, ramshackle souvenir shops, CVS, things like that. The next big hotel you'll come across is Planet Hollywood. Inside Planet Hollywood, if you're walking along the Strip, you can either walk like along the front of Planet Hollywood. There's often a lot of people standing there that want to take pictures with you. If you take pictures with a Las Vegas showgirl, no, they're going to demand some large $5 or $20 tip for taking that picture, so be aware of that. They're not there for free. But inside Planet Hollywood, it's probably my favorite sandwich anywhere, called the Earl of Sandwich. It's right in the door that closest you'd walk into if you were walking this walk on the Las Vegas Strip. Check out the Earl's Club or the Holiday Turkey Sandwich in there. They're really delicious. Planet Hollywood also has the Miracle Mile shops. I do this because it's kind of, if you wanted to walk it as a loop from the back, you could start at Earl of Sandwich, walk through the Miracle Mile shops as a big U, and then walk out the other way. There's some, like the Planet Hollywood used to be called the Aladdin Hotel, and it was a Middle Eastern themed hotel. And there's like they used to be called the Desert Passage shops, and so there's this like Middle Eastern rainfall thing. It's really not that exciting. You could skip that show as a shop. Amber says the Miracle Mile shops are her favorite. What do you like in the Miracle Mile shops, Amber? Some of my favorite things beyond the Earl of Sandwich. ABC stores in there, which is like a Hawaiian version of 7-Eleven. I also really like Garrett's Popcorn, which is a popcorn place from Chicago that has like the 50-50 mix. You get these like cheddar cheese and caramel popcorn things. Those are pretty good. Another place I like to park is the Planet Hollywood behind the Miracle Mile shops. If I'm not parking at the Venetian, then I'm likely parking at the Planet Hollywood. And Wayne wants to know if the PBR Grill is still opposite the Earl of Sandwich. It is. There's some rumor that it might not be reopening, so I don't know. Ghost W. Keys says he thinks the best hotels are the Bellagio, the Paris Hotel, etc. Is that a question or a statement? It sounds like a statement. So, all right. Thank you for that, Ghost Keys. All right. So, next hotel on the Las Vegas Strip is the Paris Hotel. The Paris Hotel, kind of neat at nighttime. The Eiffel Tower has this neat nighttime light show, so check that out when you're there at night. It kind of lights up in those red, white, and blue colors and has a bunch of the sparkles. And then also in the Paris Hotel, there's a neat Parisian-themed street. There's a really good crepe shop back there, and also there's a really good pastry place. The pastries back there, French-style pastries, a lot cheaper than the pastry places at the Bellagio or the Aria. Daphne points out that in the Miracle Mile shops at Planet Hollywood, the Ocean One restaurant does $5 or less super hot lunches. Check that out. I've heard a lot of great feedback on that place, and Amber also seconds the Ocean One $5 lunch. And Kevin says that Garrett's Popcorn at the Planet Hollywood is the best, but it's crazy expensive. It's not cheap. Joy says, "Where's the Coke in the M&M store?" It's near the MGM Grand. That's MGM Grand is the closest big hotel to it. All right. So, next, the next hotel worth going into is the Flamingo. You notice I'm skipping over one hotel, which is Bally's. Bally's is right next to Paris. I think there's nothing worse seeing in Bally's. There's a little interest in front of Bally's Hotel. There's kind of an interesting Grand Bazaar shops that you could look at a little bit. But I think if you walked into Bally's, you'd mostly be disappointed because it's a fairly old, rundown Las Vegas casino. So we'll go across the street. There's the Cromwell, which is like a little tiny hotel that's mostly there to have Dry's nightclub up on top. But then next to Dry's is the Flamingo, which is across the street from the Caesar's Palace, pretty much center strip. Pepino says Flamingo, bleh. Well, okay. It may not be the best hotel to stay in, but it does have real live flamingos. So if you're there in the daytime, check out the Flamingo Wildlife Habitat. It's home to real flamingos that you see right there. They're Chilean flamingos. It's also home to some ring-tailed ducks, some pelicans, swans, koi fish, and even turtles. It's just kind of one of those interesting things where, you know, the Las Vegas Strip, you wouldn't expect flamingos to be there, and Kevin says the Flamingo's a great hotel because it has a lot of nostalgia to it. Seven says in Bally's, and I guess not a thing to see, but it's a thing to eat. They do have the Sterling Brunch Buffet, which I've not eaten at, but is, I think, probably the most expensive buffet on the Las Vegas Strip if you eat there on weekends with like caviar and champagne and all that stuff. And Love to Travel points out that Dry's nightclub is closed down for good. I mean, I talked about that on previous live streams where I said they've let their staff go. I don't think they're closed down for good. They're going to reopen again, but yeah, they've let their staff go because they can't keep paying them if they're closed for who knows how long. I'm sure there will be a nightclub open again on top of that hotel because it was a huge moneymaker for them. Yeah. Okay. So right next to the Flamingo Hotel is the Linq Promenade. It's between the Flamingo and the Linq Hotel. It's another one of these outdoor shopping plazas. This is probably my favorite outdoor shopping plaza in Las Vegas. Highlights in here, there's an In-N-Out Burger. You can see it just in the corner on the right in this picture. It's one of the In-N-Out Burgers that has a company store, so if you want to pick up In-N-Out Burger t-shirts or In-N-Out Burger socks or those sorts of things, you can buy it at that In-N-Out Burger. By the way, if anybody who works at In-N-Out Burger is watching, hey, it seems like whenever I go there, there's some people that are like, I've seen your videos on Las Vegas where you always talk about this In-N-Out Burger, and I do. And you can get a unique In-N-Out Burger shirt at that particular store. It's one that has a basically picture of the Linq and the High Roller. The High Roller is that Ferris wheel that's back there. I guess is more of an observation wheel. Ferris wheels go around quickly. Observation wheels go around slowly. For one of the best views of Las Vegas, you can check out the High Roller, which is this that we're looking at here. It looks a lot like the London Eye, and it goes around once every 30 minutes. So if you go on that, the ride is 30 minutes from one end to the other end. Let's see. Jeff says In-N-Out Burger all the way. For sure, In-N-Out Burger is pretty good. Traveling the World says Linq Promenade has good coffee. Is there a particular coffee spot that you like there? Callum says In-N-Out Burger for the win. Yeah, you can't go wrong with In-N-Out Burger. And Kevin says Harrah's Piano Bar to see Big Elvis is good and free. That's a good point. I've seen the Elvis impersonator in there, and it didn't make my list. For sure. So next door is Harrah's to the Linq, and then next to Harrah's is a tiny little casino hotel called the Casino Royale. It's a Best Western hotel. I think the significant thing about that, there's a White Castle burger in front, and then if you want really cheap hot dogs, back all the way in the back of the Casino Royale, there's a really cheap hot dog stand. And at that point, you are back to the Venetian, which is where we started this tour. So that's what I would recommend doing on one day in the Las Vegas Strip. Now, for those of you that are on the live stream, or even if you're watching the archive, what did I forget? What did I leave out? What would you see? What would you recommend that I didn't show? And now we are at the question and answer time. So if you have questions and I didn't answer them before, ask them again now, please. Ellie asks if I can give a shout out to her husband. He's the In-N-Out Burger King. He's the In-N-Out Burger King, Ellie. Well, shout out to Ellie's husband. I think your husband and I need to have like a In-N-Out Burger eating competition because I really like In-N-Out Burger too. Yes. All right. David wants to know if there's any way you can get lychee ice cream on the Las Vegas Strip. I'm not sure. I've never had lychee ice cream on the Las Vegas Strip. I'm sure you could get it someplace in Las Vegas' Chinatown, but that is not on the Strip. By the way, if you are watching the archive of this live stream, I'm going to cut the archive right about this point because I'm going to do some more Q&A, but sometimes these archives get too long and people look at it and say, gosh, this is an hour and a half, and I'm not going to watch it. So I've been going about 45 minutes. So the archive's going to end now. If you're watching the archive, make sure you find links to more of my videos in the description. My whole Las Vegas series, best cheap eats, best hotels, best luxury hotels, best cheap hotels, worst cheap hotels. You'll find those all down there. But now those of you that are still here watching the live stream will continue